This is OTMA, Quick Memory Deuteronomy Video 1, Chapters 1 through 7!
Welcome to Deuteronomy Video 1, Chapters 1 through 7. The book of Deuteronomy can be spliced into three major sections. The first section only has 3 chapters and accounts for the 40 years of Israelites wandering through the desert. The third and final section is only 4 chapters and is about Moses' last days when he prepares the new generation of Israel to cross the Jordan and conquer the Promised Land. The middle section is much larger and is about the laws. In fact, the word Deuteronomy comes from the word deutero, which is Greek for second. Deuteronomy is the second telling of the law, Leviticus being the first telling. This middle section can be subdivided into 3 subsections: the principles of the law, the various laws, and the consequences of the law. This video focuses on chapters 1 through 7, the wandering in the wilderness, and the first 4 chapters that primarily regard the principles of the law. Let's begin.
Chapter 1. God commands Israel to leave Horeb, which is Mount Sinai. Now if you're thinking, didn't that happen in Exodus 33? Oh, and in Numbers 10? Well, yes, this is the same story, just told from a little different angle. Also, leaders are appointed in Chapter 1, just like Moses' father-in-law advised in Exodus 18, and just like we saw in Numbers chapter 11. Then, Israel is afraid to enter the Promised Land after they sent 12 spies to scout it out, just like in Numbers 13. So, God punishes them. And in chapter 2, they have to wander through the wilderness. Then Israel defeats King Sihon, like in Numbers chapter 21. And in chapter 3, they defeat the king of Og, who apparently looked a lot like the king of Sihon, but who knows. Anyway, then God forbids Moses to enter the Promised Land. First God's like, go, and then he's like, no, like, go from Mount Sinai, but no, you don't get to go into the Promised Land. Chapter 4, Moses commands Israel to be obedient. Idolatry is forbidden. Then 3 cities of refuge are set apart, not 1, not 5, but 3. And the law is introduced. Chapter 5, the 10 Commandments. You can remember this because half of 10 is 5. Remember, half of 10 is 5, and this is chapter 5. Also, twice of 10 is 20, and in chapter 20 of Exodus, we see the 10 Commandments as well. So, chapter 20 of Exodus and chapter 5 of Deuteronomy have the 10 Commandments. Moving on to chapter 6, the greatest commandment is love. That seems like a strange command for a nation, doesn't it? And finally, in chapter 7, God says, "You are my chosen people." That's a synopsis of Deuteronomy 1 through 7. Watch more to learn more. Encourage your relatives to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
This has been OTMA, Deuteronomy chapters 1 through...